they're going to be a lot better. So once you've got that off, look for anything that's sticking through on your sole here. Give it a little bit of a clean up. Make sure that you've not got anything that's sticking out on your sole there like that. So everyone just jump in and have a look how that shoe looks before I go stick and glue and saran wrap on it again. Now you could, if you want, have left that shoe out on the inside, put a little bit of build up in there, build that inside. This back area here, build that. Put that across there. And this is so we've got a nice, smooth finish to the foot. And that way we don't have any areas that are more likely to come off, or be caught, or ripped, or any of those sorts of things. So I want to stick the head in there and have a quick look at that, and then I'll wrap her up again. No, this one. That one, that's it. Alright. So I'm going to do a bit of a different approach when I wrap this time. I'm actually wrapping the glue down. So you can see I did a lot of the pastel here. Make sure I can get a fairly decent go on it. Wrap it like that. And then give a little bit of a smush around here, a little bit of a clean up. If you put a fair bit on there, you might actually squish it up into the hairline. Careful of that. Try and smush it down a little bit. I go with a little more is less because, I mean, you can have too much and it just gets absolutely everywhere. So I leave the foot like that and then I go on and finish up my back one. So usually what I do is I will trim the front, trim the other front, glue a front, have a coffee, glue a front, fiddle around with my back ones, trim them, do what I'm doing with those. As soon as I finish that, I come back, pull the saran wrap off, do this to them, saran wrap them up again. If I'm not shoeing the back, I go and have another coffee. Wait for this to go off. You can't heat this because the saran wrap's on there. It shrinks and bubbles and does all sorts of stupid shit. Put that on there, leave that to go off, take that off, dress the foot up like you would. They come up really neat once you've dressed them all up. So I like to put a fair amount around because I've found that you will get a lip on there if you are a little bit, I'll be conservative. There is a marker on here as to how much you're using. So I've always got stuff left in here. Never enough to do another job because by the time you push it through the mixing tip, make sure it's mixed to go squirts, bugger. So 9 times out of 10, you're down to about there and you throw it out. Alright? Once you get the hang of it, one of those tips will do 2 feet, up to a size 2 shoe weight feet, where you can be a little more conservative and glue in the front and those sorts of things. You can also wipe that, just put it on and then really conservatively and give it a wipe with your finger if you don't want to do that. Because a lot of my horses are show horses and it's about the finish, like I have oil feet because I'm shitty at clinching, so I always buff and oil feet, buff and clinch. So it's about the finish, so putting that on there, buffing it up, rasping it down, getting it looking nice is what my customers are expecting. And then so you just wait for that to go off, do whatever you're doing, have a coffee, write up your invoice already, whatever it is. That'll go off, pull the saran wrap off, and you're good to go. So, alright, thank you Caitlin. Once you've got it off, I'll sometimes leave like that. Like if I'm doing a founded foot that was already ugly, I'm finished because that's a lot better than what it was. And that's the other great thing about these is founded feet, where you've got no wall and you've got a sole that's sitting there like that. It's not going to see through these, and you can glue them on. We have plates that you can put in there. You can build this thing up with down pressure material with a pad underneath it. You've got special pads that glue in. We don't have any here, an issue with getting them out. But you actually glue a pad into the bottom of that recessed section of the shoe. It's got a heart bar in there. And then you can fill it up with in behind it. We've got mesh you put underneath like you do a regular shoe, which makes getting the bloody thing on a little harder. But you put that on there and then you can inject the silicone into it. So if he was just a founded horse that had, a really, really ugly foot to start off with, I would leave him. like that. He was a show horse. And see, if you put that extra bit in there, it gives that nice smooth edge. If you don't, then what you end up with is a little bit of a funny looking wig. I just try and blend this in, make it look fairly neat. If I've got a horse that's nice and quiet, I'll get my hoof buffer and run the hoof buffer over it. You can see we've already dressed that foot back. Yes, the medial lateral balance isn't the greatest, it's slightly off, but he had a really, really off foot. We could have corrected that by leaving more out there, we would have needed to build it up. They do look a little bit like a gumboot on the horse because they are wider. Once you get used to that look, nobody cares anymore because they stay so long. Have a look, ask questions.